Morning world, it's about 8:30 in the morning UK time and it's Tuesday the 8th of December 2020. I'm doing this video because this morning history was made. At 6:31 a.m. this morning, 2 hours ago, 6:31 a.m. UK time, a 90-year-old lady called Margaret Keenan became the first person in the UK and possibly the first person in the world, I don't know, but certainly the first person in the UK to receive the coronavirus vaccine. She received it in Coventry Hospital at 6:31 a.m. this morning in Coventry, for those budding astrologers out amongst you. And the horoscope at this moment is extremely revealing. At that moment, at 6:31 a.m. UK time, today, the 8th of December, which to my knowledge is the first vaccine administration, certainly in the UK, probably almost certainly in Europe, possibly in the world. For a start off, there's a grand cross in the sky. At the moment of the vaccination, the sun is at 16 degrees of Sagittarius. The moon is at 16 degrees of Virgo. I'm sorry, the sun's at 16 Sag, the moon is at 19 degrees of Virgo. Neptune, the planet that has the most in common with poisons, toxins, viruses and invisible microorganisms concerning health, is at 18 degrees of Pisces. So you've got the moon pretty much exactly opposite Neptune, 1 degree, both of them T-square the sun, and the sun is opposite the north node. So the sun is opposite the north node, the moon is opposite Neptune, and they're all at 90 degrees to each other. So it's a grand cross pattern. Something like this is very rare. So this grand cross has been in the sky since about, I don't know, the last 10 hours and before the actual inoculation, and it will be around for another couple of hours. So it's a 15-16 hour event that happens, I've never seen it before, once in a lifetime. It just so happens that also at that time, 6:31 a.m. this morning in Coventry, UK, 28/29 degrees of Scorpio was rising on the ascendant. 28/29 degrees Scorpio is one of the most difficult degrees in the horoscope, not to be born with, but to have rising in a horary chart. It talks of endings and new beginnings, especially endings. Now, I'm not pro or anti-vaccine. I've said before, we should test it out on the scientists and the politicians and their children before other people take it in quantity. However, it has been rolled out in the UK, and as of today, it's being administered first of all to the over 85s, over 80s. With this horoscope, with this grand cross, and just for added measure, there's also the fact that we've now got the Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto conjunction all very close to each other. Pluto's at 23, Jupiter's at 27, Saturn's at 29 degrees of Capricorn, with Mars now moving forward and squaring Pluto again as it rolls into the last 1 month of its 7-month long square to Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto. It seems to me that this is a very ominous, not ominous, but ominous occasion. If someone were to say to me, okay Steve, there's a grand cross happening this morning and it's just going to be 28/29 degrees of Scorpio, is this a good time to start something? I'd be looking at them and thinking, are you crazy? But the chart is so difficult, so challenging, that when I started my teaching course for students about 3 months ago, I deliberately chose to start it at a time when Saturn was exactly on the ascendant in Capricorn. Now, I did so because Saturn rules Old Father Time. To a certain extent, Saturn rules astrology. And it just so happened that this was the time that Saturn was on the ascendant, so I deliberately utilised this. And there is a case for saying, when there's a really challenging chart, you make the most of it. You use it to its strongest so that you can either become really successful or it bombs. But the ascendant at the very end of Scorpio, with the moon in the sky at the moment on the midheaven. The midheaven was something like 22, 23 degrees Virgo at 6:31 a.m. So the moon's on the midheaven, Neptune's on the IC, both square the sun, both square the node. It points to me that, it says to me that there's a lot of mystery, there's a lot of vagueness and uncertainty here, there's a lot of nebulousness and confusion. That with the sun square moon, it's kind of like the angle of divine discontent. One arm doesn't know what the other arm's doing. With the moon opposite Neptune, there's a degree of emotional uncertainty, vagueness, disorder, confusion. And with the sun squaring Neptune, it points to a lack of clarity. Add to the fact that the North Node is involved in all this, that brings it much more to puts it into a global perspective. It is an extremely meaningful chart. I think Margaret Keenan, the 90-year-old who had the injection at 6:31 a.m. this morning, is a very brave woman, and I fully support her and anyone else who chooses to go for it. I think they're very brave. I wouldn't do it, not yet, and certainly not under that aspect. And I suspect that 6 months down the line, there's going to be one or two unexpected repercussions from this. Let's just hope it all turns out positive. Let's hope that for those people that choose to take this vaccine, that it is the answer to their prayers, and that this virus can be not so much eradicated, but controlled. Let's hope. But certainly today, this morning, is going to go down in history. So for those of you budding astrologers of you out there who want to have a look at a horoscope in detail, the horoscope of the COVID-19, I think I'm not sure which virus it is. It's not the Oxford. It's not the Oxford vaccine. I think it's the AstraZeneca one. Oh no, it's the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. For those of you that want to do an astrological study of viruses and vaccines, 6:31 a.m. this morning, UK time in Coventry, 6:31 a.m. GMT. Fascinating chart, and certainly this is not going to be just one of those rollouts that's going to be all smooth and easy. There are going to be challenges and difficulties here, hopefully nowhere near as bad as it might be. There is a case for using really difficult charts in a very positive way, as I've tried to demonstrate. But the jury's out on this. So for all of you who are virulently anti-vaccine or virulently anti-virus, don't waste your time posting negative comments here or links to conspiracy theories, because I'm on the fence on this one. I'm not pro-virus. I'm not, sorry, pro-vaccine. If people want to take it, they have to be given the freedom of choice to do so. Catch you later, world. Bye.